The biggest question I've been seeing and hearing right now is, should I be buying more ADA? Should I be buying more assets in the crypto space? And I do want to talk about that in this video with you guys. There's a few things that are taking place that are definitely causing some people to have some questions. I want to talk about a few ranges we got to pay attention to here. And I want to highlight a couple comments actually from one, the Bitwise CEO, secondly, from Ollie Charts. And we need to have a discussion as well about this Bitcoin death cross. What does this actually mean for price moving forward? So if you guys are new or haven't already, share your support for the channel down below. Hit that subscribe button, that bell. It's free to do. It'll keep you updated anytime there's new content live here on the channel. So a lot of people have very different price targets when it comes to ADA right now. Some people are thinking that this is where the bottom is. Some people are thinking that ADA is going to drop a lot further. I've seen some people, you know who, say 20-cent ADA. And I find it very hard to believe that we're going to go lower than the bear market lows because, again, we haven't had euphoric highs. It's very hard to convicted people. Right now, we're seeing a little bit of that set in. But what we're feeling most in the market right now is the reason we haven't really wicked back up per se right now is, again, a lot of people are incredibly uncertain. Okay. We're still sitting at a time where, again, we're at the historic top from a time standpoint. Some people, again, at that time are going to be more hesitant to put their money in the market. A lot of people that have been, waiting to accumulate. Now they're like, maybe I should wait. Maybe prices are going to go lower. And here's what I will say is when we're looking at ADA right now, it is trying to actually form a double bottom, which could be a very good sign. In fact, Ollie Charts is pointing towards this. He said ADA topped right when the TD sequential flashed a sell signal with a new buy signal appearing. The pullback may be nearing its end and a rebound could be starting. Again, not saying this is happening for sure, because again, you do need people to buy this up. You need BTC to kind of kick it into gear and try to rebound towards 100K. I've seen some people say, if we close below our 50-week moving average, it's over. And we talked about this in a video. We've had many times in bull market cycles where we've closed our Bitcoin weekly candles below our 50-week moving average, and it hasn't mattered. All right. We did that back in 2020. We did it in 2019. We did it in 2021. We did it in 2020. Was it 2024, 2023? Multiple times during bull market cycles that's occurred, and it hasn't mattered. And let's talk about this as well here for just a moment, because what we did get was actually a Bitcoin death cross. Now, this took place, I think it was either yesterday or today. And let me just get rid of our EMA here for a second, because on the SMA is where this actually occurred. And the thing is this has happened multiple times in this bull market cycle already. Take a look back here. We had our death cross back in April of 2025. Did it matter? No, it actually marked the bottom and a big rally that popped out of there. Let's take a look back here again in, August of 2024. Guess what? That confirmed our bottom and we had a hard rally out of there. Oh, let's go rewind even further. Look at this. Death cross for BTC back in September of 2023. Marked the bottom. Now, I'm not saying that that's going to be the case again. I'm not saying this has to happen for sure, but the last 3 times in this bull market cycle that we've gotten where Bitcoin has had a death cross, it actually marked the bottom and a massive rally ensued across the crypto space. And yes, altcoins went on some blistering runs too. And maybe that means that ADA has some fun in the tank. Now, what I will say here is we're going to need to watch the EMA because we are about to have an EMA here cross as well. And this is kind of one of those double death crosses like we've talked about. We talked about that in terms of ADA as well several weeks back. And we have had very few death crosses on the EMA for ADA in this market cycle. We had one back here in September of 2023, which again was after our BTC bottom. It actually was, again, the start of our rally to the upside. So who knows, maybe that's where we're headed. But a lot of people, again, still have this bearish mindset and just think that we're about to fall into oblivion. And again, I would point towards liquidity, but liquidity is the biggest thing I keep mentioning. We're watching liquidity expansion. We're watching new stables minting. We're watching people still have major conviction in terms of assets. This is what you tend to see around bear market bottoms rather than bull market tops. What's interesting here too is Bitwise's CEO said we're actually about to exit a bear market. He said, we talked about 4-year cycles, but the reality is that model is based on a bygone era of crypto, which is what I said. Since the launch of Bitcoin ETFs and new administration, we've entered a new market structure, new players, new dynamics, new reasons people buy and sell. I think there's a pretty good chance that we've been in a bear market for almost 6 months now and are almost through it. The setup for crypto right now has never been stronger. And this is what I've actually talked about for altcoins, is that we may have still been in a bear market this entire time. We actually never left the bear. And so we're actually waiting for the bull market to kick off. All right. Now, that being said, it doesn't mean we can't see more downside. Now, in terms of ADA, what I would really watch closely here is if we don't hold these levels, if we don't hold around 50 cents or so, could be on a run to about 45 cents. And then really about 40 cents here is a strong point of support. This is where we have some very, very thick liquidity. There are huge buys set in that range, both in the order books and in liquidity pools. That's where a big concentration of liquidity is. So that's why, again, when people are talking about bear market lows or running down to 20 cents, the charts can lie, right? That look at liquidity, look at the money. The money is telling you something completely different than what people are anticipating. And again, I don't want to bring it up again, but this is why I keep pointing towards the fact that I think a lot of people are going to get stuck. They're going to get left behind when things do start to run. So me personally, and this isn't financial advice, I'm not telling you what to do. Me personally, this is kind of the zone where I personally am looking at accumulating some ADA. Now, I bought very little ADA up in these ranges here. I have bought some. My biggest buys for ADA, guys, in all transparency, we're all the way down here. Oh, not down there. We're all the way down here in the bear market lows. I think the lowest buy that I had was like 26 cents. We had talked about this big fire sale range, huge opportunities to accumulate at that time. That's when I did more lump sum buying instead of DCAing. I've done a little DCAing here and there as there's been opportunity in the space, but that's kind of my thoughts on this. I think that this zone is a comfortable range for me personally to accumulate ADA, and we'll know a lot more again as we get through those big events like I talked about in my earlier video today. As we get to the end of the year, again, we're gonna have to. It's kind of basically the roller coaster, right? We're strapped in, we're holding on for dear life right now, and we're really hoping that over the next month and a half, the market doesn't do some insane things to the downside. And that sounds like just hopium at that point, and I get it, right? At least the money and the liquidity is supporting altcoins pretty well right now. And it's like we talked about, altcoins have actually been holding up pretty decent versus BTC as of late, because BTC has just been absolutely cratering. But as long as we're still holding structure, as long as we're not, dropping below these lows from back here in April, we're going to be in, I think, pretty good shape. And once we start to exit this, I think that'll give a lot clearer picture. A lot of this capital that has been stuck on the sidelines and really has just been unwilling to re-enter the space. I think that's finally when we start getting more USDT lows, back down towards 3.85%. And by the time we get there, we've already seen such significant liquidity expansion since August. You're talking about new all-time highs in the crypto market in general. So that's kind of my thoughts here. Me personally, I'm waiting to see, especially how we get into this week. But the best opportunities are when there is fear in the market, when people are panicking, when people are making rash decisions. And I want to remind everybody right now, it's just all based on time. It's not based on any of the news, because rate cuts, ETFs, and I had somebody ask about ADA spot ETFs, and we need to remember the government shutdown has been, or the government has been open back up for like 2 days. Okay, we have to give them time to get ramped back up and start getting some of these ETFs approved as well. But that's my thoughts. I appreciate you guys. I hope you enjoyed the video. Let me know your thoughts below. Are you buying ADA right now? Are you waiting for lower prices? Do you think that this is the moment where we're going to send, or could we see something much, much lower? But have a great day. Share your love below. Catch you guys in the next one. Take care.